The town of Ravenskirk was blanketed in a perpetual fog that seemed to seep into the bones of its inhabitants. There was an ancient legend whispered among the townsfolk, one that spoke of a nameless horror lurking in the woods beyond the old cemetery. It was said that every 100 years, the horror claimed a soul to join its accursed realm. And tonight, that 100-year cycle was set to renew. Emma, a young woman with fiery red hair and a curious spirit, had always been skeptical of the old tales. She scoffed at the thought of an ancient evil residing so close to home. On the eve of the centenary, her friends dared her to spend the night in the abandoned church that sat on the edge of the cemetery. Emma accepted the challenge with a laugh, her courage masking a tiny flutter of fear. As darkness fell, she made her way to the church, the fog coiling around her like ghostly fingers. Inside, the silence was deafening. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and her footsteps echoed in the cavernous space. She settled in one of the pews, the wood creaking under her weight. Hours passed, and nothing happened. Emma's eyelids grew heavy, and she fought to stay awake. Just as she was on the verge of sleep, a faint whisper brushed against her ear, like the sigh of the wind yet more sinister. She sat bolt upright, scanning the shadows. "Hello," she called, her voice trembling. No answer came, but the whispering continued, growing louder and more insistent. Fear knotted her resolve as she realized that the whispers were not coming from outside but from within her own mind. She clasped her hands over her ears, but it was no use. The voices grew into a cacophony of anguished cries. Suddenly, the church door creaked open, and a figure shrouded in darkness stood at the threshold. Emma's heart pounded as the figure slowly approached.